Hello friends, welcome to Nirmal Bang. I'm Piyush Jain, and today we are bringing to you a corporate conversation. A new company is going to come and list on the bourses. This is from the financial sector, from which many companies have come, have done the listing, and have created a lot of wealth for the shareholders. We are talking about a small finance bank, ESAF Small Finance Bank. That's the company, that's the IPO which is coming up, and joining us today is the management on the show. Mr. Kadam Biril, Paul Thomas, the MD and CEO of the company, and Mr. Girish CP, the CFO of the company. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Morning.
So, sir, I think RBI did a huge favor to the industry and also, I would say, also to the stock market investors because a lot of new companies have entered the sector, have really fulfilled needs of different parts of the country. And in turn, basically, they've really gone ahead and actually created a lot of business. Help us understand your journey from where it started, how we actually got to the small finance bank license, and basically where actually you want to go.
Yeah, I founded ESAF as a non-profit society way back in 1992. So I wanted to address some of the social issues. So that's why I got into it. I was working with Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative as a rural marketing officer. So, and we were addressing the rural unemployment issue. And to address that, we started micro enterprise development program in 1994. So then went to Bangladesh, spent time there. They offered a seed capital loan. With that, we were able to attract commercial bank loans from India. And in a stage came, I cannot grow the business in a non-profit society. So then I NBFC in 2006, and the credit portfolio was converted to the NBFC. It was renamed it as ESAF Microfinance and Investments Limited in 2008. And this opportunity came to apply for the small finance bank in 2014. And we got the license, in principle license in 2015. And in 2016. And we launched the bank in 2017. So as of now, we operate in 21 states and 2 union territories. We have 700 branches, and we also work through business correspondence. So they operate around 765 customer service centers too. So that is a journey.
And the journey is indeed long, sir. 30 years plus. I would say actually, who actually deserves the small finance bank license more than your company? Perhaps such a sort of a noble gesture. But so from where you started, which geography you actually started from 1992?
In 1992, we started from Kerala. Then we in 2004 we expanded to Tamil Nadu and in Maharashtra. Maharashtra we chose Vidarbha region. Then Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh. Then in 2007 in Eastern India, in Jharkhand, Bihar, part of Bengal. Like that we have grown. And recent last 2 years before we launched our plan, UP and in Haryana and in Delhi.
Right. And all of those areas, actually, I am seeing a common theme. Wherever there is a large farmer density or large farmer issues, you actually were choosing those areas. Is that something a right assumption?
Yes, you are right, and we have selected areas where there is unserved large number of underbanked and unserved communities are there. We have chosen those areas, and we have today 70% of our branch network is in rural and semi-urban areas.
Right. And Mr. Girish, coming to you, at this stage, when you have already expanded 20 plus geographies, what's the purpose of the IPO? Apart from the brand image, what is the sort of purpose of IPO now?
As far as IPO, this is a regulatory requirement as a licensing condition. So when I crossed my net worth of 500 crores, within a period of 3 years, I was supposed to complete the IPO. Because of the COVID, which broke in between, we could delay that process by 2 years. So primarily,
Right.
this is for a compliance issue. Apart from, our expansion plans requires growth capital as well.
Right. And how much funds actually you are raising from this IPO?
Primarily, on the primary side, we are raising 390 crores, and there is a small portion of OFS to the extent of 73 crores.
Right. And this 390 CR, how's its plan to be used?
This will be used for my growth for next 1.5 years, which will be, presently the capital adequacy is around 20%, which will go up by around 3.75 to 4% with the inflow of capital. And this will be, enough for my growth for next 1.5 years.
Oh, that's a very good time. What are the leverage ratios with the bank is working right now? Small finance bank is working at present?
At present, it is around 12%, as 12 times.
12 times. Okay. Then I think this money is a welcome addition because it will actually free up your ability to sort of lend more.
Exactly.
And also, sir, what is the credit spread you're working on at present?
The NIM percentage of our bank is around 10%. And during the COVID period, it came down because of the interest reversal and things like that. In
Of course.
FY23, we are back to the pre-COVID stage of 10%, almost 10% NIM in FY23. And this year, first quarter, again, we are above 10%.
Right, sir. And I'm assuming, but I would assume that your cost of funding, your funding would be actually getting fulfilled by public sector banks, all the top major banks. Like, what is the source of funding, sir?
It is not like that. We have got 700 branches, and 90%
Retail
of
deposit.
90. Yeah, it is retail deposits. That is less
Okay.
than 2 crores per deposit, and we have only 9% or so in the bulk category of deposits.
That's actually even better because the cost of retail deposit is much lower. So, what is the average deposit cost? Like, how's the retail franchise doing?
Last financial year, my average cost of deposit was 6.2%.
That's very
But
good.
yeah. But on the same time, I want to take this opportunity to explain that so far, because of the interest rate cycle has undergone a change, and there is a spike in the interest rate to the extent of 70,
Yeah.
75 basis point. So another maybe around 50 basis point it can go up. But even if the rate moves up by 100 basis point over a 1 year period, we will be able to confine the NIMs to the levels which I have explained earlier.
Right. And from the perspective of small finance bank, that's why the cost of retail franchise is slightly higher, but I think it's still good because where you're serving as liability side, I think they actually are very competitive. But sir, coming back to you, Kadamil sir, is that how has been the journey and thought around the technology? Because while you will keep on building the retail franchise, the deposit franchise, on the liability side, the risk management side, how basically you have been able to actually keep a tab on it?
Yeah. As far as technology is concerned, we initially started with a
in a bank in a box
box concept.
approach we have taken to launch the bank quickly. So then from day one, actually, when we launched the bank, so so it's a hybrid approach. It's a phygital model we have adopted, and tab banking was introduced, and customers were serviced at their doorstep. And because as a microfinance company, we have the legacy of doorstep service. So as a bank, also we are continuing that doorstep service. We are offering doorstep service for our retail customers also, deposit customers also. So technology and we have a we are adopting all the digital. We have conducted a fintech conclave. We are partnering with fintechs. So all these are in place.
Very
And
nice,
all our
very nice.
efforts through electronic medium only. Even the customer addition also is through the tab which is linked to my core banking solution. And the agents will go to the customer, get his picture captured, his KYC verified. Everything is happening on online.
And we are offering
Well,
mobile banking, internet banking, and all the facilities, the digital banking options which other banks are offering to the customers. We also have all those.
very nice. So, does it imply like end to end the loan processing is happening digitally?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's very good. I was just looking at the ROA, which is somewhere around less than 1%. Around, I would say last year basically around 1.6% for the full year. For the basically the quarter around, but that thing annualized is 1.6%. If you take a look at ROE, that is almost 19% for the last year, 2020, around 4%. Help us explain, help our viewers understand, sir, what happened between 2022 and 23. ROA actually simply jumped by more than 3 times.
Yeah, because the COVID was an exception to all my operations, since the customer profile and their cash flow is linked to the economic activity as the grassroots level. So if you go back to FY20, which was a normal kind of year, my ROA was more than 2%. It was 2.23%, and the
Okay.
ROA was 2.2%, and ROE was 23%.
Okay.
So COVID period, that is FY21-22, was an exceptional year because of higher slippages and higher provisioning requirement and interest reversal and all related provisioning requirement, higher provisioning requirement. In FY23, we have substantially cleaned up the NPA backlog. I mean, the NPA which was seen during the COVID period. We have cleaned up the entire thing by way of aggressive provisioning and made a one-time cleanup exercise of selling the portfolio, the NPA portfolio, which was fully provided and sold to an ARC. So this has resulted in the ROA coming down during this period, and resultant ROE also came a setback in FY21 and 22. FY23, it substantially came back, and the pre-COVID stage has already reached by me.
Okay, sir. What's the optimum provision coverage ratio which you normally like to maintain even in the pre-COVID stage?
In pre-COVID stage, we were maintaining to the extent of around 70%. And
That you have already reached in the June, at the end of the
we have
June.
already reached in I mean, the June 23, we have
Yeah,
already.
because I'm looking at the number, it is 74%. So that
Exactly.
implies you've already reached.
Yes.
Okay. And now, sir, basically, as you actually sort of move towards the second half, uh, another question will be that are you looking towards branch expansions or those are already there? Another flavor to the question is, have there been any major branch expansions in the last 6 to 9 months? Because as we know, in the banking, you normally take 2 years for the branches to really reach to a mature stage. So help me understand where we are right now from the perspective of branch maturity. How many branches are there?
As far as last year is concerned, that is FY23, we have added 125 branches. And this year, the board approved plan is to add another 50 branches.
And that's the will take the total to how many branches?
3 years.
It will be 750 branches by the end of the year as per the board approved plan.
So 20% addition happened last year. Okay. With including the 50 branches which isn't open.
Yes.
Right. And will that so basically all are happening in your already existing areas, or these are new geographies?
This is mostly in the new geographies, geographies which we have started our operations 2 years before, places like Rajasthan or UP, and these geographies. Most of these branches are in, and Gujarat and Orissa. These are all the states we are opening more branches, and in the south. in Andhra and Telangana, we didn't have much presence because as a microfinance company, we were not operating in Andhra and Telangana. So there also now we are expanding and opening more branches. And apart from branches, we also have the customer service centers operated by our business correspondents. We have 22 institutional business correspondents. So we have around 726 customer service centers operated by our business correspondent partners.
I think that is very important information because what it really tells the viewers and the investors for this IPO is that these are trigger points, because post the IPO, these branches will scale up, business will grow, and then also eventually the sort of margins will grow from here. So it's actually going to show up later. So for us, I think this is something which our viewers should really take note of. That's about the branches. From the perspective, as we sort of move towards our last few questions, from the perspective of the growth, sir, what's the vision for the company? Like after already expanding into the geographies, what's the next vision for the company?
See, we wanted to be a leading social bank in this country, and that is our core mission, and we are achieving that through triple P approach: people, planet, prosperity, and we are a ESG compliant, ESG rated bank. We got a rating of 3 out of in a scale of 7 this year by CARE rating, and a overall score of 71 out of 100. The industry average score is 59. So, and we are addressing 16 out of 17 SDGs, sustainable goals, through while maintaining the social impact, we are also making profits and to the shareholders also. And so we will continue to grow this model, serving rural and semi-urban areas, because we believe that the rural and semi-urban areas is going to be the economic drivers for the country in the coming years.
Okay. My last question, sir, perhaps, and I think that should complete from the perspective of assessing the regulatory environment. How critical is the regulatory environment for you? Largely, we know that you are under purview of RBI, but does your business face any sort of issues from wherever you are, from the perspective of state government policies, or it is largely a sort of smooth sail?
See, as a scheduled commercial bank regulated by Reserve Bank, we are not facing any state level policy related issues.
Sure, sir. So I'll I think finish with my last question, and I think it's good for our viewers to know that basically your company also has shareholders who are PNB MetLife and Bajaj Allianz Life. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So I think our viewers should know that PNB MetLife and Bajaj Allianz Life are already existing institutional shareholders, and they basically are they, sir, participating in from the perspective of OFS, a slight participation?
Yeah, they are participating to the extent of 9.8% and 9.9% respectively of their holding. So out of out of their holding, almost 10% they are having through the OFS. They come with us in FY 2018.
Yeah, but makes sense. They have to basically do some part monetization. So I think with that we come to the end of the show. I think from our side, from our viewers, from our side, all the best wishes to you for this IPO, for a very successful post-listed journey also.
Thank you, Piyush.
And with that, dear viewers, we come to the end of the show. Hope you enjoyed it.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Nirmal Bang.